Hello there, and welcome. It's Friday. This happened at a school where they did announcements. Now, nearly every school does announcements. I don't know if they still do them. I wonder if they do. But anyway, announcements was this little section at the beginning of the day, each day, during usually the first or the second hour of the day at school, where intercom would come on and people would be told some things that they needed to know about the day. This particular school had decided to do video announcements and have the student council members be the people on camera. So there were TVs in every room, and we would turn on the TVs to watch announcements. So I was in my class watching the announcements, and I noticed something. I so happened to be teaching seniors, and two of the seniors in the announcements were kind of laughing and kidding each other in the video. Now that's very common for people who share the news desk to have a little light banter. But you know, young people aren't very good at holding their cards, and I was stupid. I was watching, I saw these two kids bantering back and forth, and clearly they were crazy about each other. And one of them was in the room at the time. Somehow they recorded the announcements beforehand, and then the announcements came on. So I had both of them in different classes, but one of them was in the room at the time. And I turned, it was the girl, and I turned to her and I said, "Hey, what's going on there with you two?" Now, it was supposed to be lighthearted. I didn't think anything of it because I don't know. Well, it was a disaster because both of them had different sweethearts, so they weren't supposed to be liking each other like that. And me saying that made both the boyfriend and girlfriend, the two kids on camera, upset, which made the girl especially upset, which made the girl's mother especially upset, and she threw a fit. I mean, she pitched a fit. She accused me of being a pervert. She called the principal. I mean, it was bad. And the principal set up a meeting with the girl and her mother and the counselor and me. And so I was absolutely so flummoxed by this accusation that somehow I was a perv that I offered foolishly, and don't ever do this. If you're a teacher watching this, don't ever do this. I offered to resign over it because it hurt my heart. Anyway, don't ever offer to resign. Because he said, "Sure, bring me the letter tomorrow." He should have said, "Absolutely not, don't be ridiculous." But I said, "Well, I'll wait until after the meeting." So we had the meeting, and several things came out. First of all, one of the things that came out was the daughter was much more embarrassed by her mother causing this big blow up than she herself felt was necessary. She was upset that day and had complained to her mother, but her mother had reacted way more than the daughter wanted her to. And so as the mother made accusations to me about my unnatural tendencies, the daughter said, in my presence, in front of the principal and the counselor, she turned to her and said, "I can't believe you're saying these things right now. Stop, you're embarrassing me." Well, the minute the daughter said to her mother, "Stop, you're embarrassing me," everybody everybody in the room was embarrassed. It was one of those moments where everybody looked down at the table and didn't know what to say. And of course, how it ended up is I apologized profusely to the young girl. I apologized to her mother. And I promised I would never mention any student's romantic attachment again. And I didn't. Even though, as it turned out, these two young people did have a big crush on each other, and they did break up with their current sweethearts, and they did get together in the end. And I was right in what I saw, and all of it was painful and stupid and hilarious all at once. It's so strange, you know, how things just kind of bounce along in your life. They bounce along, bounce along, bounce along, and you think you're just doing fine, you're doing great, and then some poop hits the fan, and Lord of mercy, duck! I'm sorry that happened, that all of that happened. But I think on some level, it made me see something in a new way that I hadn't before. I liked kidding the kids. I enjoyed giving them the business because when I was a kid, I liked people kind of lightly kidding me. It showed they cared about me, and it showed they thought I was cool. After this incident, I didn't kid kids anymore. I didn't tease them like that anymore. If they, made a joke about themselves or about me, then I would laugh and I might tease back in that kind of way. But I never, ever, ever asked or mentioned anybody's sweetheart situation ever again. It was something that it just wasn't safe ground for me to make comment on. So I learned my lesson. And it wasn't necessary. It wasn't the subject I was teaching. That's it for today. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. And I hope you see me again, you gorgeous people.